So folks, welcome back to Welsh Woodsman Outdoors, and this is another installment of the Backyard Bushcraft series. Today I'm going to split down this green piece of alder because I've been asked to make a couple of cooking spoons. So I'm just going to axe this out now with Gransfors Bruks, the outdoors axe, the small one. So picked one of these up recently, so I'm going to do all the axe work with this and then take it down to the profile, and then it's only a bit of knife work because I'm not going to put any crank into it. It's just going to basically be flat profile cooking spoon, and I'm going to make right-handed ones because that's what I've been asked for, and I'll explain why the right-handed later, so stick with me. First of all, put the axe mask somewhere safe. I need to split this down. As you can, I don't know whether you can pick that up on the camera now. I know I'm coming into the dark, the shade or whatever. I've already got some cracks and splits coming in it, so I'm going to use those to help it. So if I come around this side of the block, you'll be able to see better. Yeah. So basically all I'm going to do is batten it through, or baton, as the Americans like to say. Okay, that's split it nicely. There is woodworm through it, even though it's a green piece. Look, there's a couple of holes, but we'll use them as features anyway. So that's split it in half. What I'm going to do now is quarter it, and then I'm going to carve it out of the quarter then. If you look, when I batten, I'm not battening it towards myself, because once that axe passes through, my follow through with the axe could go into my leg. So I've just tapped it in, turn it away, and then the axe end is away from me. I shouldn't need this anymore now. And keep it in the sunlight. Turn this round slightly. Hopefully you can see it's not overexposed, maybe. But I got the sapwood and the heartwood, different colours. I think you can pick it up. Come in a bit closer. I know it's a bit dark. You can see then, like things like that pinhole there, that's from woodworm, and the same up this side. It's gone through, but we can use them as features. So what I'm going to do now, if you look at that quarter, sorry I'm in the shade in this bit, I'm just going to take off this section and flatten the top to give me a wide base. I'm going to keep it then down this profile, and then when I carve it, then I'll actually have the rings in the bowl. See the rings through there? They'll actually be in the bowl, as opposed to when I do a split this way and I'm just left with a vertical grain through it. So first of all I need to prepare the billet. So I don't want to come in too far, because obviously, in fact, yes, I will lose too much of that colour difference. Yeah, we'll give it a go anyway. We can always got more. This is a nice light axe, very tomahawk style. So I just wanted to see if this is a nice little all-rounder. It splits lovely, but it is green wood after all. But I did, when I carved the pocket spoon last week, the first one, you didn't see, I didn't do it on camera, I did it off camera. But the second one I did on, but I did that with my Carlson axe. First one I used this for, and it went through the seasoned alder perfectly fine. You may have to do the bowl to this section. Depends, I might be alright there. It's because of these pinholes of the woodworm. It's not going to be good in a cooking spoon if there's holes in the actual bowl. I don't mind them in the handle. Maybe features. As you can see, it's a lovely day again. Yes, we're all stuck at home now still because of this lockdown with COVID-19, but we're all in the same boat. So I'm in work in 2-3 hours anyway, so I thought I'd get something done in the morning, bit of filming, get some edited done when I get a chance then in a night or two. This I think will be episode 3. First one's gone out of the, I think it's 22 on my YouTube feed, but second one will be coming out soon, and then obviously this is number 3, so I'll try and get a couple done now over the next few days, so I've got some footage just in case the weather does break. So if you look at that cross section there now, stay in the sun, basically like a Superman sign. I'm now going to draw a basic outline on top of this. I may flatten it a bit more and take it down to the edge of that back so I'm flat, and then take it off that. Yeah, I'll do that first. Get a bit more meat off it. I need to do a little bit more work on this chopping block. I need to cut basically a channel in the centre, so I've got something, a stop to push it in. This is a seasoned ash log. I actually picked this up off the beach in work, piece of driftwood, a year or 2 ago, and I leave this outside. It's absolutely rock hard. It's too hard if anything, because when I'm chopping the wood's skittering off the rock, so I need to cut a groove in, so I've got a stopper there. I know I've got these, but when I'm prepping the blank it's a bit awkward to prep in that section. I just need something on the top, so I'll have to get the chainsaw, just cut a little groove. Right, that's the flat surface prepped. The thickness of it, I'll go and get a pencil and then I'll come back. So I'm not sure if you can pick that up on the lens there now. I've just done a basic cooking spoon shape, and if you look at this section here, I think it's there, yeah? I'm tapering it down to a point on the right hand side. My bowl is going this section because I'm right-handed. If I'm stirring, I want the point down. It's just so you can get in the corner. That's what she's asked for, is to go in the corner when you're stirring in a pan. And then obviously if you're left, you hook the other way if you're a lefty. So I'm just going to axe this out now. I'll go without now the stop cuts, and we'll see how it goes with this axe. You've got to be careful now because the cat is underneath the block with me again. She's in the shade. She's a bit too warm, I think. This is where I need the stopper section now. So I'm going to do a series of cuts coming up, like that, feathering, so that when I come down with the axe, it just slices easily and cleanly through, as opposed to going straight from the top and then all the fibres are still holding on. So I'm doing a lot more effort in to try and cut down. So same thing again, feathering cuts, not coming all the way up to the bowl yet. The cat's covered in shavings underneath me. Right, I'll try and turn this so you can see me. So I'm just now going to sort of come down by the side of the bowl. Take that out. One more feather cut. Still getting used to this axe. Bear in mind, it's not a carving axe. It's got a convex edge, and a thicker bit on it for splitting, but I'm just wondering if it'll be a nice little all-rounder for Sweden trip this year, if we're allowed out, because yes, I do a lot of carving, but I do a lot of firewood prep, and I don't like prepping firewood with my carving axe. I just want to keep that for carving and nothing else. Be careful coming down towards the bowl. One stray knock and it's straight through the bowl. The thing is as well, you only need one glancing blow on this section. It's the same thing when you do a cook's cup. One tap on there and it sends like a micro shock through it. You don't see the split until later on, especially with a cup. I've done it. I've put a lot of work, 5-6 hours into making a cup, and then when it starts to dry then it splits, and it's split then, I'll turn there, you can see it's split where I've had that one stray blow, and they don't even have to be hard blows as well. Right, I'm going to take something off the back, thin it down. I don't need to go wild with axe work. This is green alder, so I should fly through this with a knife now. I haven't decided which knife I'm going to use yet. I'm sort of going to leave a square profile on the handle itself. One blow's gone slightly and I'll have to I'll do that with a knife. I think that's enough for that. You see, it's not perfect yet. You can see in the sun, maybe I turn you slightly now so I'm more in the sun. Slightly overexposed, but square profile. And then I can shape this down. Maybe a octagonal handle, facets on it, and then just a plain bowl with a right-handed cut on it. So let's get the knife out. Right, so hopefully you can see me now. Sorry I'm squinting, but it's quite bright. Decided to go with my Old Faithful. I think this was, I don't know whether this was the first Mora carving knife I bought. I've obviously got lots of carving knives, and I just went to get a knife and I thought I'm going to use this. So I think it's the 120. I know a lot of people, I love the 106 and I love the 105 even more. There's nothing wrong with getting that shorter blade one. It's still a beautiful knife to use. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start ploughing through this now. Like I said, I just want a flat profile. Yes, I haven't got the longer blade, so thankfully it's not a massive spoon. Massively different to last week's wood, because this is green. I normally got my chest protector on, so all I do is I'll just soften these sharp split edges, so when I'm pulling it's not digging into my chest. At the moment I'm chest carving like this. If you look, I'm not pointing the blade and pulling towards myself, because that is inviting a nasty accident. So what I'm doing is, the blade is sort of a 30 to 45 degree angle, so when I'm pulling towards me, the butt of the knife is hitting me first, the blade's not going anywhere near me. But not only that, by doing a 30 to 45 degree angle like that, as opposed to flat on 90, I'm doing a shearing cut, so I'm slicing. Just, spoon carving with Tom, fantastic carver. I follow him on Instagram. He was saying, I think on his thing yesterday, it's like if you push a sharp blade into your thumb or something, there's every chance you're not going to cut yourself. Now if I do the same thing at an angle and I pull, this will slice straight through me all the way down. So it's the same thing, you push in that flat blade, it's not going to go anywhere. If you're doing a slicing motion, that angle, you'll cut through the wood quicker. So I'm just going to crack on with this now, start bringing it down, get rid of my axe cuts. Just flatten these 4 surfaces, and then later on when I'm ready, I'll turn this 4 into 8, because all I'll be doing then is chamfer cut on each corner, so it'll give me 8 surfaces. Obviously I can't chest carve the whole thing, I have to cut away from myself. Yes, I've got shorts on and I'm not wearing the standard Fjallraven uniform like everybody else. We are at home, it is backyard bushcraft, and I couldn't be bothered to dress for the occasion. Got a bit of a kink in that, so I need to try and bring this in and flatten it, and maybe take a bit off there, because at the moment there's still a curve in it. Not really working to my lines, they're just a basic guideline. I don't bother with a pen and write immaculate lines and stuff on the spoon. It's just something that I know when I'm roughly there I need to slow down. Sometimes when you're cutting, it doesn't feel right. When you're pushing in and the fibres are starting to lift up, that's when you need to come from the other direction, because it's just a grain direction. I'm still hitting axe marks, so there we are. That's what I was explaining about grain direction. You have to come from the other way. That's the good thing when you're starting out with spoon carving and or bushcraft. I know people say, oh, why do they all carve spoons? I've always enjoyed carving since I was a kid, so this was a nice transition into spoon carving. But you learn all the different grips and cuts. You become way more proficient handling a knife, and obviously with bushcraft you have to make other things, pot hangers, shelter building, there's different cuts, different tools you use. You become more proficient using them all. It's pointless just being great. I mean, even down to feathering. Yes, myself and Rob, we are getting pretty good at feather sticks, but we've made thousands. So it's just that repetition. You get good at it then. Right, so I'm getting not far off where I want to be with the handle. I just still need to wear these glancing blows of the feather cuts. Yeah, I lost my lines when I know what it now. I'm looking down it and I'm just sort of levelling things off, it's slightly off. So I need to drop this side down. I've forgotten how nice this was to use, this knife. Right, so if I start now taking the side of the bowl, the side of the spoon then, and sort of nibble these cheeks away. You hear the noise in the background. It's my chickens. They're in the greenhouse and they're scratching away and throwing everything against the glass. It's getting quite warm, you know. Right, so cooking spoons are probably a better one to start off on when you're spoon carving, because more than likely it's something you will use in the kitchen at home. Because obviously all the stuff I cook with, spoons wise, I make myself. And if you saw what the stuff I cook with, you'd have a fit, because none of the nice stuff I make is in the kitchen. It's all stuff I made years ago, and then there's sort of sentimental value to it. I even remember where I made it, what wood it was made out of, and where I carved it. And they're terrible. They're really, it's the same as everyone. You starting out, you think your stuff is great at the start, and it is, don't get me wrong. My early stuff I thought was fantastic. I go back and look at stuff and I'm like, oh my god, I've come on so much since then. But we all do. But it's good then, it's good having stuff like that around, because it sort of grounds you. And you can say, well, you know, some people may criticise. You put your pictures on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you're proud of what you've done. And then, you know, you'll have some people may comment or whatever. Never mind what they say, and we've all started off somewhere. We'll all get better the more we do it. Right, there's a bit of a... I'm going to flatten that off a little bit. Right, I need to take away quite a bit of meat off the back there now on some of this section, so that's got to go. See, this needs a little bit of a sharpening because I'm leaving the odd tiny sort of micro scratch, and whether it's a burr or a tiny nick in the blade. I tell you what, I'll bring you in closer. Put the knife away, don't leave it anywhere in case you sit down on top of it. Right, and crack on. That's where we are so far. I need to take that section off, but I need to thin the back of this first. I don't want to thin it too much because I got a nice little coloration grain change, so I may take it off this side. I got to get rid of these scratches anyway. Normally I would cut across to give me a stop cut then to put a crank in, but I don't need to. And when I say crank to obviously people who don't carve and things like that, don't spoon carve, by crank I mean putting in an angle. It's the same when you look at a kitchen, a household spoon that you eat with cereal and things, a dessert spoon. It's not just a flat thing. It's got a bit of an angle, so when you come in you can actually hold fluids, whatever, or food in it. If it was flat, when you go in, obviously it'll fall off. But I don't need to because it's a cooking spoon, it's more for stirring. This is where the longer blade would come in handy because I'm catching there, but we'll manage. Still got to go down enough to take that cut away. Just a little bit more off this side. I'll have to draw in my line it again. Still got more to nibble away on these sides. I'm not overly fussed with symmetry because it can get too much and you can throw away a lovely looking spoon. Sometimes it's nice to have different offset angles, different shapes. So whatever you're doing, if you're carving, sometimes go with it, make it overly different. Like I got that woodworm channel that's cut through, that can come out. because I can actually lose a bit of meat off there. Right, so if I just loosely draw that in just to get me that angle so you can see it. Yeah, can you see that there? I'm not sure if it picks up because it's so bright out here. What I'll do now is I'll make a stop cut that side first, because I'm going to cross the end grain now. So if I do a little nick there, so it's just so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going from that nick up to that corner. Because I'm on this side of the bowl, I can't really see. So I'm going to take that side off first. Then I take this side, rather than going straight down it. I'm cutting across end grain, so it'll be quite difficult. I don't know if you can see my helper. She was lying in the shade. But, like you saw in the first video of the backyard bushcraft, she's around me all the time. Right, you can see the angle I've put on there. So you can see it's like a spatula, but I'm going to obviously clean it up, put a bit of a bowl in it, like a normal spoon, so a bit of a spatula. And then you can see the grain, colour grain, between the heartwood and the sapwood. So a little bit more prep work. I won't bore you with it all. I'll do a bit now, and then show you. Okay, so that's where I'm at so far. Okay, so I've decided to, where I've done that angle, I've matched it on the end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn these 4 sides into 8. So you can either do it by eye, but what I'm going to do now might be a little useful thing, is I'm going to mark it with a pencil. So just using my finger as a measurement gauge, I'll sort of come down and then do that, keep that same measurement on those 4 sides. Then flip it over, still got the same measurement, I haven't moved my finger. These 4. Now, I can only just see them, so I don't know if you'll be able to. What I'll do now, you can see now I've got a pencil line just either side of that there. So I'll carve now from that line to that line. Take my time on this. Doesn't help that the full sun is on it, so I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm not worried about these feathery bits at the end yet. I'll clean them up. Because this wood is so green as well, I can only do so much work on it, and then I have to leave it dry. So I'll probably take it to 80 to 90% finished. I have to come from the other way now because of the grain direction. Robin seems particularly happy this morning. factory. I don't want to do too much work on these facets at the moment because it's just too green, it's too fresh, and the knife wants to bite in deeper than I want it to, so I'm just going to chamfer these edges, less chance of breakout. So I just got to do a little bit of hollowing on the bowl, and that'll be enough, and that'll be the roughed out cooking spoon. Give it a couple of days, I probably won't come back to you with a finished product. The video might be out by then, so like I said, I'm right-handed, so I want to do the bowl on this side, so I'm just using my Ben Orford. I think it's the large hook knife, and I've had this years, I had this before. This is what I predominantly used before my Nick Westerman blades. Still a lovely blade to carve with. I think I still actually took this to Sweden this year with me, and I used it a lot. I don't want a massive bowl on it. It's just now because the wood is green. This is really easy to take the bulk of it off. I have to take some meat out because as this dries, because it's still that thickness there, it's a lot thicker than a normal spoon that I leave then to dry. I have to take some of this meat out. There's less chance of this splitting as it dries. Like I said, alder is probably one of my favourite woods to carve. It's abundant down this way. We got so much of it in the park that we do cut back regular. Water courses, things like that around the ponds, and all the woodlands I frequent. There's plenty of it. This one cat. Hey. I think she's got an eye on a bird. Oh, they've noticed her anyway. They changed their call. Robin it is. I can see him now on the branches. So he's telling everyone that the huntress is out. You can hear my neighbour grinding in the background. Cars out on the road, but it is backyard bushcraft after all. Right, well, I'm not going to do too much more on this. It needs to dry. It's too green at the moment to take it any further. If I was to use this now, I mean, it's perfectly fine to use now, I'm not worried about that. But obviously it needs to season. It'll dry quickly. But you can see now, I've got sort of, I don't know, if I can get the sun off. No, it's not going to make much difference, but you should be able to pick that up. Got a bit of a bowl coming on, so I'm going to leave it at that. So I mean, they don't take long to make, especially when they're green. So once that's seasoned now, it's not so much seasoned, but give it 2-3 days now to dry. I'll keep it in the house to dry. Fingers crossed it won't split on the end grain, because I've taken away a lot of the chunk of the pith from this side, sorry. So there's every chance this should be fine, so I'm happy with that. That'll do. That's number 1. So, thank you for watching. I hope it's been informative. Obviously I'm going to do a lot of carving videos because I love carving, and it's a bit of relaxation at the moment, what with all that's going on, and it calms me down. I'm sorry if the sun is glaring off my head, can't be helped, baldy. So come here. I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. What are you? Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and spread the word. Share my channel. You're free to share my videos and things to other platforms. Hopefully pick up some new subscribers. And anyway, there'll be more coming soon. Thanks for watching.